Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Seems like we've been waiting all day, but we finally have the patch notes for Season 6 here in Black Ops 6 and Warzone. Obviously, this is the haunting update. Personally, my most anticipated update of the entire year. Now we know everything that's going to be changing with this update. It drops for everyone tomorrow at, I believe, 9 a.m. Pacific time, so we'll be able to go through and experience the haunting as we know it for BO6 and Warzone. Then, of course, we've got patch notes for multiplayer, zombies, Warzone. I'll have the different sections timestamped on this video in case you want to jump to a specific point here. But the preload should be out, I believe, as of the time that I'm recording this, which is pretty late into the day since they took all day to drop these notes. Everyone but PlayStation should have that preload out, so you can preload it, download it, have it ready for when the update goes live at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Of course, we already know about all the actual content and stuff from the roadmap. We detailed that just the other day. So what we're really interested in is, of course, those full-on patch notes, but the global stuff here, the new weapons, the new maps. I'm not sure why they're not calling it straight up the MP40. It's the Dresden 9mm this time around, but the MP40's back. That'll be pretty fun to mess around with. We got some zombie stuff, a lot of new events here. Global updates here with Ricochet. Last week, Ricochet shared a blog detailing changes coming to our security measures alongside Black Ops 7. The anti-cheat is entering its strongest phase yet, or so they say. Powered by advanced machine learning, trained on millions of hours of gameplay to catch cheaters, the team is taking an all-fronts approach from in-game detections to legal detections as well, and continuing everything with Secure Boot and TPM 2.0. For Season 6, we've expanded in-game notifications to include additional details about those requirements. The update is designed to help players get a better understanding of everything going on. They have a full blog that we've covered previously. So now we jump into the weapon updates here. This is presumably for multiplayer and zombies. We'll see what the Warzone section has here in just a bit. But initially, the GPR 91, not the Gore 91, the GPR 91 ammo count on Fast Mag 1 has been increased on the Goblin. These changes are removing more variance from firing with the Goblin, ensuring that the gameplay focus is squarely about firing as fast as possible and landing accurate shots. So hipfire spreads reduced and greatly reduce the first shot recoil. The ABR will now only need one headshot for a one burst kill at all ranges. That means that's going to be crazy strong. The power of the full auto mod does remain the same, but now the damage in the max range and minimum range has been buffed. Then also full auto rapid fire, vertical recoil now increased, and same deal with horizontal as well. Marksmans were happy with the DM10 landed after recent updates. These adjustments to the TR2 and the Sarkov will help push them in the same direction. So on the TR2, fire rate improved, and then on the Sarkov, fire rate improved and flinch improved as well. For the multiplayer specific updates here, we obviously have a couple of new maps coming, new modes, ranked play reset, pretty standard there. As always, wait, that's that's it for the, usually I scroll past the content stuff when we get into actual notes, but it's literally just the new maps that we are on the roadmap. We already seen those. The modes, we've already read the descriptions for those in the blog post reveal that they had earlier this week. The ranked reset here, and that's it for the multiplayer section. Okay, in zombies here, it's going to be a lot of map-based specific stuff. So if you want to pause the video and read the exact things going on here, the Reckoning, they addressed a lot of different issues, a lot of bugs from when this map dropped. So they're just going through and fixing some of the niche things going on there. They also have some specific updates on Shattered Vale, Citadel de Mor, Liberty Falls, and Terminus. Again, feel free to pause if you want to read the exact lines word for word there. In Grief, they address an issue where the screen will actually jitter when standing next to the Pack-a-Punch machine. Oddly specific there. On the Grave Mark, they adjusted the reload for the base and Pack-a-Punch version. The weapon reloads one shell at a time in both versions. The Pack weapon will no longer reload two shells at once and will instead reload all shells when using akimbo. Reload speed has been increased by 20% and hipfire spread has been tightened as well. A couple of Perca-Cola updates here for Quick Revive, addressing an issue with that. Then Speed Cola adjusted how Phantom Reload Augment actually functions with akimbo attachment reloads there. Gobblegum's couple of fixes here as well with the Nowhere But There Gobblegum sometimes not working, and then Idle Eyes as well, sometimes not working as intended. Field upgrades address an issue where the Mr. Peaks field upgrade would target zombies inside of pods. Couple of score streak updates here, some issues with the Chopper Gunner health bar being misaligned, an issue that prevented the player's perk order from being maintained as well, and then also an issue with the Mutant Injection near a zip line. Very very specific. Couple of loot updates here, addressing an issue where the blueprint skins for the ray gun would not appear when rolled into the mystery box prior to picking the weapon up. Then also an issue where certain fast travels would reset the player's reactive skin, and an issue where players would not be able to equip certain rewards from the SAM trials. With enemies here, elimination text and essence for defeating Nathan will now be awarded after the in-game cutscene in Terminus. Then they also addressed an issue with Uber Klaus there. With UI updates, addressed an issue where door buy icons were appearing for certain power doors in the minimap and the attack map in Reckoning. Addressed an issue where the boss health bar would stay on the screen even after you bled out in Reckoning, so it was just always there. Addressed an issue where players were unable to cast a vote to start the boss fight in Reckoning. Addressed an issue where reloading a save with the keycard in the player's inventory will show you the geneticist step again in Reckoning. And then also addressed an issue where the objective marker for collecting SAM files would at times disappear in directed mode in Reckoning. Graphics addressed an issue where the teleporter to Tower 3 would show broken VFX, addressed various voice line issues, various stability issues mentioned as well, then also an issue with the server pause feature in there too. Now let's jump over to the Warzone patch notes. So here we've got our October 8th patch notes for our October 9th update. Keep in mind, as we are going through all the updates, all the details here, if you guys enjoy the video, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, you want to make sure you are always up to date with everything going on, be sure to hit that sub button, turn on those post notifications. We are getting closer and closer to hitting 1 million. We'd love to see if we could reach that goal by the end of the year. But jumping in here, global updates, same Ricochet anti-cheat update that we just talked about at the start of the video, same event details that we already know because of the previous blogs. Same deal with the battle pass stuff there. Obviously, we've got the Verdansk night variant. The haunting is back on Verdansk. Excited to jump back in and check that out. And then same deal on Rebirth Island as well. Casual Z is casual, but with like Zombie Royale basically here. And then also we have some returning stuff. Zombie Royale coming in season, so it won't be there right away at launch, but it will be coming in the next few weeks as well. Playlist update for now includes Battle Royale solos, duos, and quads on Verdansk, Resurgence solos, duos, and quads on Rebirth, Plunder quads on Verdansk, Casual Z quads on Verdansk and Rebirth, Ranked Play trios on Verdansk, Ranked Play trios on Rebirth, Battle Royale casual solos and quads, and Resurgence casual quads. So a lot to choose from for the time being there. We obviously have our Ranked Play reset for this season as well. Nothing out of the ordinary with that. Couple of new rewards and everything. Basic reset that we see every single season. Ground loot, the numeric 5.56 and Dresden 9mm have been added to the ground loot. All ground loot weapon builds have been updated, and most instances of attachment RNG have been removed to ensure a more consistent and reliable looting experience. That should be good. Most placed weapons and weapon builds have been updated to align with the current ground loot pool. Buy stations on Verdansk have been re-randomized across the map. New buy station locations are as follows. So if you want to pause and look at the exact buy station locations, you can do so. It's pretty standard for Verdansk. We got a couple over there by Superstore, one down back in the parking lot, none over at the gas station that's there. Now that's typically where I'm looking around to see where my buy stations are going to be. In Plunder, the search and destroy contract now awards $20,000 to each squad member there, so 20,000 cash to everybody. Removed the incorrect one discount item call out from the contract description, as this reward was never granted in Plunder. So they fixed that issue basically. Throwing knife base damage has actually been increased, so the throwing knife can do some hefty damage now. Headshots deal 500, so those will be an instant down, of course. Neck and upper chest now deal 275. Smokes maximum carry reduced from 2 to 1, so that's actually a pretty big nerf to smokes there. Thermobaric detonation time reduced, inner and outer explosive damage also buffed. Then we get our weapon updates. Obviously, MP40 is here. The Merrick 5.56 is here, except it's full auto, which is really weird for this. It almost looks like it should be a DMR, but it's full auto instead. We got the chainsaw coming in season, and the wand, the X52 resonator, coming in season as well. The new double barrel conversion on the GPR, which will be interesting, and then also the muzzle booster on the GPMG. The Merrick now replaces the Kilo in the default loadouts, and the Dresden replaces the SOG, so you can almost guarantee those will each be great weapons. We'll be breaking down a top 10 loadouts here pretty soon, don't worry. Gulag loadouts, LC10 replaces the Jackal, Ladro replaces the KSV. ABR A1 rapid fire max damage range is buffed, and the medium damage range was buffed as well. AK-74 recoil reduced by 10%. AK becomes even better. Love to see that. On the AMAX, the medium range was expanded and the minimum range was expanded, and the velocity is better. AMAX is going to be feeling good with this update. Model L, better range across the board, lower torso multiplier buff, velocity buff as well, so Model L will be feeling a little bit more consistent there. Compact jog movement speed buff and ADS speed movement buff. Love the strafe speed buff. I'm a big fan of that. PPSH range buff here, ADS speed buff, and then also an ADS speed movement buff as well, so that's solid. SOG range buff across the board. ASG 89 range buff here, headshot multiplier buff, lower torso and leg multiplier buff, ADS speed buff, and then also inflicted flinch has been increased a little bit. On the Marine, range buff yet again, flinch resistance improved, and then also ADS speed buffed as well. Love that we're just seeing buff here. PML 556, lower torso and leg multiplier buff, recoil springs. The benefit is now even better on that as well. TR2 on the CQB auto conversion, they actually buffed the max range and the ADS. That's kind of crazy because the TR2 close range was already crazy good. That's going to be an absolute meta contender here for sure. Ew, the SVD, they're buffing the range. I don't care. Won't be using it. They buffed the lower torso and leg multipliers. Still won't be using it. Velocity's better. Nope, still not using it. ADS speed improved. Still not going to use it. Then we got our bug fixes here. Fix an issue causing certain ranks reward camos to display an unlock string in the customization tab. An issue where the search and destroy contract and plunder was giving you incorrect rewards. An issue allowing players to deal damage to teammates in Warzone. There was friendly fire going on. An issue where assets from emotes could appear inconsistent in the winner's circle. An issue that could cause players to crash after finishing a match. An issue with the cape on the Doc Cardinal Black Cell skin. An issue where the wrong titles weapons could appear when changing weapon categories at times. An issue causing player emblems, calling cards, and levels to be incorrect upon elimination. An issue where a player could complete the bonus daily challenge after finishing only 2 of them. An issue causing inflated squad and player accounts early in BR casual quad matches due to bot behavior. An issue where a player's primary weapon was not automatically equipped after acquiring a loadout in BR quads. An issue preventing some legacy camos from being applied to legacy weapons. Then also an issue with MW3 prestige camos from applying correctly in game. So pretty standard seasonal update. I do like these meta updates a lot. It's not going to drastically shift anything. Our eyes really are going to be on the 2 new weapons to see if the Merrick and the MP40 can really hold their own. I have a feeling they will. But yeah, overall pretty excited to jump into the Haunting, get back on Verdansk and Rebirth at night. That should be pretty fun. But that's going to wrap things up for this video. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like on it. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button to always stay up to date with everything going on in COD. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.